The New Jersey Devils might have found themselves a hidden gem. We've also got an update on a young defenseman on the roster, that being one Sheamus Casey. We'll take you through it all here on Devils Digest. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Devils Digest. I'm your host, Ryan the Gosiker, here with you, as always, bringing you the latest, greatest Devils content. As per usual, before we get into the program, I want you to be a subscriber to the channel. Now, this number, when we first started, was not subscribed viewers was up, I believe it was around 67 to 70%. Okay, it's now down to 59.7%, so just a tick below 60, okay? We want that number closer to zero, okay? We want people viewing this to be subscribers. We love new viewers coming in. That's tremendous. We want new viewers to become subscribers because that's how you stay up to date on all the latest, greatest Devils content and information, rumors, trades, post-game reports, all that good stuff. So dial it in, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into the program. Now, today I want to talk about something that head coach Sheldon Keefe had been chatting about over the weekend, okay, is the Devils forward pushing for NHL roster. Don't be the forgotten man. We'll get to that exact quote here in a little bit. But Brian Halonen, okay, for the New Jersey Devils. It's an interesting training camp coming up for him. As the saying goes, he's not getting any younger, okay? Not that he's an old man by any stretch of the imagination, but, you know, again, this is a league where, you know, if teams can find guys that are younger, coming up, same skill level, same stuff like that, they're ready to go. Halonen, 26, undrafted forward, signed a standard entry-level contract in 2022, okay, following a 21-goal, 44-point season at Michigan Tech. Okay, that's a pretty good year from what I know, okay? I don't know too much, but that's a pretty good year, okay? You know, here's some of his, you know, a little bit of his backstory and stuff like that. 6 foot, 207-pound forward, okay, has all the qualities to be a power forward, okay, in hockey. He's unafraid to throw the body around, okay, which is something the Devils desperately need. Something that we saw work for them last year a little bit. One of the bright spots of the Devils' bottom six was Paul Cotter. Paul Cotter had the most hits in Devils franchise history last year, okay. Over the last 3 seasons, Halonen has been one of the scoring leaders for the Utica Comets in the American Hockey League. He led them last year, okay, 25. Season before, he was second on the team with 20, and the year before, third with 17. So he's continued to get better and better. Okay, this fall, Halonen's already displayed his wicked shot in the preseason. He opened the scoring for the Devils in their first preseason game on Sunday, firing a missile past Johnathan quick. Okay, now a lot of his success is, he's got the big time shot, which would play more to the power play, and in Utica certainly he's able to get those reps and he's able to play on the power play frequently. Okay, so but with New Jersey, that's going to be a problem. Okay. It's interesting to see that Halonen has what it takes to hold down an NHL roster spot. The path is a bit clearer with bodies such as Nate Bastian, Tomas Tatar, and Justin Dowling elsewhere, right? So potentially a lot of room here. You see some of the names. We'll go back here to see some of the competition at the bottom of the roster. Thomas Bordeleau, okay, Luke Glendening, and Kevin Rooney, okay. It's going to be interesting. He's got a lot of competition, okay? And I think we all think Gritsuk's going to be in the lineup. I don't think that's too much of a concern, especially the way he played Sunday, which, again, full disclosure, ladies and gentlemen, do not read too much into preseason hockey. However, if a guy plays well, that's great news, okay? Especially a guy that's playing, what are his first NHL reps, okay? No, they're not against, guys he's going to see in the regular season fully yet, okay? But each step of the way, Gritsuk played absolutely terrific on Sunday, all things considered. Okay, so keep it moving. Okay, the preseason will be gone in the blink of an eye. Before you blink, we're going to be at opening night. So, but back to Halonen, he's got, like I said, he's got plenty of competition down there, and there is some room. Okay, there is some room. There's some roster spots that you're kind of like, man, is this guy going to take a hold of it? Is this guy going to take hold of it? Who do we really want to take hold of it? Okay, so that's sometimes the bigger question. And again, good things from Sheldon Keefe here. He played hard in straight lines, doing all the sort of stuff. I don't know how much ice time would be available on our team for him to rip one-timers on the power play and such, right? I can't imagine. He's not going to make power play one, obviously, unless literally the sky falls. The false skies. The sky falls, to be precise on that one. But also he's not going to be on power play 2 either. So some of his production, and I'm sure the Devils are concerned about this, is some of his goal scoring, is that related to him being on power play 1 and having the big time shot? Because obviously the big time shot will help on the power play. It's great. But, it's how well does it do? And I think the interesting part is, here's Keefe, he said, when I talked to him before camp started, I said, don't be the forgotten man here. Push and challenge and take advantage of every opportunity that you get. So I thought he played a good, hard, physical game, and it was good to see him get rewarded with a goal too. So there you go. There's the head coach. And again, Halonen has had little spurts, and by spurts, actually they're not even spurts. I'm sorry, that's a bad word. He's had little blips up here with New Jersey, and again, it's hard. I get it. You got to take advantage of every opportunity, but you're also like, a lot of these guys are rhythm players, man. Like the guys they're working with, it's huge to get continuity, right? Which is something that has been a downfall of Sheldon Keefe. He doesn't really let his lineups get continuity. He starts changing things and moving stuff around. You got to let guys play together, okay? And like I said, if Brian Halonen has an outstanding preseason, which he had a great start on Sunday, we'll see what he does tonight. But he should have every right to challenge for a roster spot as anybody else does, right? I think a lot of those guys at the bottom of the roster, you have to sit there and go, man, none of these guys are blowing anybody away. So why is this not a fair competition? And, it sure seems like the words of Sheldon Keefe, it's going to be. It's going to be a fair competition, and they're going to be able to duke it out. And if Halonen plays better than everybody else, then he's going to be on this roster, which, again, Devils could use a little bit more power and a little bit more of that, energy there. Again, have Paul Cotter set the franchise record in hits last year, but can they add even more to that while playing a smarter brand of hockey? And, we think about it, why? They got Kurtis MacDermid. Well, again, guys, he's really useful against Matt Rempe, and that's about it, okay? He's there, he's going to fight Matt Rempe, and then that's going to be it. There's a reason he's not dressed 85% of the time, okay? There's a reason. The Devils' record with him off the ice is kind of crazy. So just taking it step by step, okay? Just looking, and here's Halonen's, here's his scoring. Okay, the last few years, 40 points last year, as we mentioned, the 27 goals. Good year, great year for him. Certainly the most games played for him as well. So taking advantage of that opportunity when he gets it, okay? And then the last piece of news came across the desk today. Sheldon Keefe said that Sheamus Casey tweaked something earlier in the week, which is why he hasn't played yet. He was originally scheduled to play last Sunday. He's doing better, and if things keep trending that way, he'll likely play later in the week, but he's not. It doesn't seem like he's going to play tonight. Okay, so let's see. I called on Sheamus Casey to be an X factor for this team, or to be an important piece for this team. I called on Dawson Mercer to be the X factor. My brain's already going. Okay, but Sheamus Casey has a chance to have a really good year for New Jersey, and like I said, with the injury to Kovacevic, him and Shimon Nemec have really good opportunities. But obviously, if Casey's already coming in, he's hurt already. It kind of puts him behind the 8 ball. We'll see how he recovers. Hopefully it's nothing major. It doesn't seem like it's anything major. Okay, and let's see how he plays when he comes out. And again, let these guys compete, man. The greatest thing as a coach is to sit there and go, I have too many guys. I have too many guys for these 6 defensive positions. That's a great problem to have, okay? It sucks because you're going to have to cut somebody that you really like, but it's a great thing to have. It's a great thing to have. It's a great problem to have, is a surplus of talent and guys that you believe can execute and contribute on the NHL level. So, interesting to see. Again, Brian Halonen has been a really interesting prospect for New Jersey the last 2 years. His scoring obviously continues to ramp up in Utica. And man, could he be a hidden gem for the NHL team? Let's find out, man. Let's see how he continues to compete, see how he plays tonight against the Islanders, okay? And we'll keep it rocking and rolling from there. So I want to thank everybody for listening, for watching, however you're consuming this content. We appreciate you here in the Devil's Digest community and team, okay? We want you to be a subscriber. We want that subscribe number to go from 40% to 80% to 100%. That's our goal. So hit that subscribe button. But also leave us a comment. What do you think? Do we have any Brian Halonen fans out there? If you are, please leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. And if you want, comment on the Sheamus Casey injury as well. So we'll catch you next time on Devil's Digest.